What is up guys, Joe here, welcome back to my channel, and today we are back with the finale of the Tour de France here with the YouTube Pro Cycling team. And so quickly recapping the first 15 stages, we are in second place overall with Tejay Van Garderen, only behind the Slovenian Tadej Pogacar by 54 seconds, but it's very close amongst Pinot, Roglic, Bookman and Landa slightly further back, so still anyone's game in the GC. And of course, looking back to the sponsor objectives at the beginning of the race, they want us to get some stage wins, and it's the 4-star objective for the year. So we've got one so far with Comrades. I want to win at least one more stage in this episode, and then I think 2 stage wins is a pretty good result with this team. But of course, the episode today is really all about this man, Tejay Van Garderen. He's had a +5 day pretty much every stage so far, but at 69 recovery, I'm not sure if he can continue at the same level. He has been so good. Can we get Tejay in yellow? So let's take a very quick look at the stages coming up today. We do start with this punchy finish. It is a 1.8k climb, average of 6.3%. Maybe one for Conrad right there. We then go to stage 17 for, I think, the final chance of this tour for Sebastian Milano. That is followed by stage 18 and 5,500 meters of climbing. A massive day in the GC. We need another good day from Tejay there. That doesn't change on stage 19. A big final climb with a massive downhill as well to the line. So not really suiting Tejay, but we're going to have to be in peak form again. And the same goes for stage 20. 232 kilometers, and again 5,500 meters of climbing. And then to finish this Tour de France, we go on to Champs-Élysées. However, the GC guys will not be cruising in because we have a 29 kilometer time trial, and this could be where Tejay can really make the difference. So he starts today and Tejay gets a +4. Honestly, I can't remember him not having a +5. So hopefully he can really try and hold those +5s into the mountain stages coming up. I do want to go in the break today. We'll try and get the likes of EBH, Thomas and Sanchez in this break. So you can see the current situation. This is the peloton right here. Plenty of attacks. We've got Sanchez here with the Gents. More guys trying to get in this breakaway. Barguil's here. We've got Bersenhagen, Valgren. Up the road further, we've got Thomas, Benoot, Ciccone. So we could end with a pretty big break today. And so the thinking behind this move, we do want more stage wins, like I said. And with 3 riders out of 17 up the road, we do have some options. If this break comes in, of course, we can go for Patrick Conrad in the final. If not, we're going to try and win it from the breakaway. In addition to that, of course, Sanchez, 3rd currently in that green jersey, will try and move up more in that competition right here. So then 2k to go to this intermediate sprint, and with 17 riders up the road, there shouldn't be any points, of course, for the peloton right here. I don't think any of these guys are going to sprint for it. So let's move up on 85 with Sanchez right here. Move to the front of this group, try and take all 20 points, which I think we do pretty comfortably right there. We'll put him back down to 40 relay. You can see 166 points right now. So you can see the gap to the peloton and the breakaway just coming down to 2 minutes. Quick step again on the front. Of course, working for Alaphilippe like they did on stage 14. Hoping we can have the kind of firepower in this group with quite a few domestiques for our team. So still hopeful we can try and take this stage from the break. Into the final 30k, and you can see Quickstep still pacing very hard. I'm on 90 with Thomas, trying to give Sanchez or Bersenhagen a chance right here. I think I'll try and attack with one of them in a second. See if we can try and hold off this peloton. 16k to go in this stage then. You can see still 50 seconds to the peloton. So we're holding the gap there or thereabouts. I've used up Thomas, he's now back in the peloton. I'm going to use up Sanchez right now on this climb, and then maybe try something with Bersenhagen. So Sanchez up to 99, he is now done. Bersenhagen can now try a little attack, I think, from this group. See what we can do on this climb. Let's go straight up to 90. We'll pace on 85 on this climb, see if these guys can stay with us, and if we can potentially think about holding off the peloton. If not, it's time to focus on Conrad's. Okay, so 10k to go in this stage. I'm sitting right to the front of the peloton, and I'm now sitting up in this group of 12 riders in the breakaway. I'm worried I may have ruined Conrad's chances here, but we're going to try and monitor both situations as we approach this final climb. Can the peloton close in on that group in time for the stage? So 4k to go in this one. Boasson can go up to 85. I'm trying to bring Conrad to the front of this group with Tobias Foss. It's going to be very close, you know, between the peloton and the breakaway right here. We'll go up to 99 with Foss. Could this be a moment for Patrick Conrad or Boasson? Let's try and go up to 92 with Eddie. We'll attack now with Conrad. Try and catch Edvald Boasson up the road. Tejay needs to go up to 99 as well. This is so tough. Eddie can try and sprint into the final 600 meters. Eddie versus Ciccone. Boasson tries to hold on for the stage win versus Giulio Ciccone. Oh my word, he's gonna do it. Eddie the boss takes the stage from the breakaway ahead of Julian Alaphilippe. Conrad will finish in the top 10. Van Garderen should finish with the GC guys, I hope. But oh my, Eddie holds on for the stage win. There we are then, boys, on top of the podium again in this Tour de France. You love to see it. Edvald Boasson, another stage win at the Tour. I am pumped about that stage win. Boasson somehow on that final climb. He doesn't really have the stats to climb with the best, but he holds off Ciccone just about. Of course, Alaphilippe as well, sprinting from the peloton. Honestly, in the end, I thought Conrad had a better chance, but Edvald Boasson, what a ride. And as you can see, no gaps at all in the GC today, so everything stays the same with Van Garderen in seconds and Conrad in 10th. So then we have our second stage win of this Tour de France. A third would be lovely though, and potentially a chance for that today, and the final chance I think for Sebastian Milano at this Tour. Let's see if we can take this one in a sprint. And so we're underway today. As you can see, plenty of very nice race days again at this race. Big shout out to Mr. Benji for sorting out the fitness absolutely perfectly for this Tour de France. Anyhow, I think we'll stay in the peloton today. Let's just focus on Milano. And also, if we look at the wind direction, it's going perfectly across the road right here. If this picks up, or even if it stays like this, certainly the opportunity for some echelons to form. So this group up the road have finally been allowed free of the peloton. Literally, it was Team Total have just sat up. You can see we just have Stannard and Cosnefroid up the road. So you can see the pace absolutely rapid right now in this group, and we do have one split. You can see everyone being blown to one side of the roads. Stuyven dropping to help out one of his leaders potentially. Maybe Nibali caught behind. I'm not sure right now. Let's just make sure we keep our guys right to the front. So the pace has been super high coming into the final 10k, but sadly I don't think the wind has quite been strong enough to really create some separation here. The pace you can see is absolutely rapid. Cosnefroid about to be caught with 8k to go in the stage. Let's focus on a potential sprint. So we're coming to the front now with Benjamin Thomas. I think we can use our final energy gels pretty much right now. You can see there's a slight uphill section and then a small downhill section as well. I'm not taking any risks today. We don't want to go early, but you can see we're going to lose Thomas into the final 3k. Boasson up to 85 right now. Great job by Thomas, dropping these two boys off in the perfect position. 2.5k to go in the stage. Let's not go above 87 just yet with Boasson 99 right now, 1.8k. I think we can potentially sprint. Same with Van Garderen into the final kilometre. Can Milano try and take this in a sprint? It's a very close battle, and I don't think so. Oh my word, it's so close on the line. Who's going to take it? Caleb Ewan takes it. Milano 4th in the end, but what a photo finish that was. I mean, we can get a look at the finish again from this camera. We put Milano in a decent position and it was just so close. Impossible to call, but I think Caleb Ewan edges it. And so it looks like we will fail in our objective of getting Milano a win in a sprint at this Tour de France. We came close on so many occasions again today. Not to be for the Colombian this year though. And yes, you can see 2 minutes and 16 back down to this group right here. We can see Adam Yates, Ciccone in this group, trying to see if there's any real guys in the GC, and Julian Alaphilippe loses more time. Okay, I can't see anyone else just yet. It seems not really any of the main players in the GC losing time. And so then going into the final mountain stages and the TT, this is the GC. It stays the same for us, 2nd and 10th. Conrad is still there. I think we can definitely try something with the Austrian to move him up a bit and really make him a real threat in the GC still. And so the war begins today, 210 kilometers to cover, 5,500 meters of climbing as well. You can see some of the climbs we're going up today. Plenty of climbing, of course. Pinot the favourite, Lanza and Bookman as well. Pogacar will be looking to hold on to yellow, but we're focusing of course on Comrades and TVG. So then this mammoth stage gets underway, and I would like to go in the break with some of these guys, either De Bod, Foss, Sanchez or even Boasson-Hagen, just to have options later in the stage. Let's try and stay to the front with these guys and try and get in this breakaway. So then we're still on this first climb of the day. Riders all over this climb, as you can see. We've got a few guys up the road for now. Let's see if we can keep them here. You can see Boasson-Hagen coming to the front. I'll try and attack with him as well. Try and get 4 guys in this breakaway. So then 30 riders up the roads in today's breakaway. We have 4 of them with De Bod, Sanchez, Boasson-Hagen and Foss. And really the idea is to try and bridge up to these guys with our leaders later in the stage. Quickly, let's take a look up the roads. You can see the likes of Barguil, Dan Martin, Cosnefra, James Knox, Jack Haig, Ciccone, Richie Port is in this group, Enric Mas as well. Some very, very strong climbers up the roads. So the break have 7.5 minutes right now on the peloton and looking likely to take the stage. We'll try it with De Bod potentially. But like I say, that's not really the main goal of being in this breakaway. We want to try and give options for our GC leaders. We are approaching this intermediate sprint, so let's come to the front with Sanchez. Still in 3rd in this green jersey comp. I think it's going to go to Caleb Ewan. Anyhow, let's try and take all 20 points, which we do right there. And we move up to actually be staying 3rd, but closing in on Jakobsen in 2nd. So then coming to the top of this first climb, and we're not going to really go for these KOM points. I expect there to be sprints. So let's just up this to 85 just to try and stay with these guys in the front of the breakaway. You can see the pace has been pretty high in this peloton. Milano out the back, and I do want to drop Boasson-Hagen. I think if Milano can't survive this climb, which clearly he can't, we want someone protecting Conrad at all times. So we're just coming into the foot of the major climb today, and you can see the pace very high by Jumbo-Visma, trying to set up Primoz Roglic, I assume, or maybe even Steven Kruijswijk. Gonna have to put our boys up to 75. We're way too far back in this group. Up in the breakaway, the pace super high again. Sanchez gonna drop pretty soon, I'm pretty sure of that. So the pace is exploding in this peloton right now. I've just been sat on the back pretty much the entirety of this climb, and just 39 riders in this group as the likes of Bob Youngles going out the back. 82 and we're still right at the back. I think it's been Sagan pretty much pacing on the front. I'm using Conrad at the moment to protect Van Garderen. Sanchez is now here, so Conrad can move over. That is perfect. Up in the breakaway, we still have 18 guys in this group. De Bod is struggling, and it looks like Tobias Foss is about to go out the back. I would like to keep him somewhat up the road, so I'll try and relay just to try and stay somewhat in that group. The pace completely dropped now in the peloton. Let's try and recover a little bit. Okay, then 1k to go to the top of this climb, and you can see even De Bod's getting dropped on a +4 day. At the front of the race, Jack Haig looking very, very strong indeed, ahead of Benoot. Then we have a group of elite riders up the roads. De Bod just behind those, so he's looking pretty good. Still certainly an option up the roads. Same for Tobias Foss, to be fair, still some way up the roads. So then coming on to the next climb, and it's a tough one. As you can see, 12k average of 7%. Let's start on 75 with Van Garderen, because Peter Sagan's still in this group setting a very hard tempo. I think we will catch Foss in a moment. He can then protect Van Garderen and Conrad, as Sanchez I think is pretty much going to be done by the time we catch him. So there we go, Sanchez is done literally as we caught Tobias Foss. Absolutely perfect timing. Right there, still 8k to go on this climb, and this group is being absolutely shredded right now. We're at the back of this group alongside Tadej Pogacar, and the pace does seem too slow. Let's try and move up in this group. Potentially an opportunity to try a little attack at this stage in the race. And so the man for the job, I do believe, could well be Patrick Conrads. He comes to the front of this peloton, comes to the right hand side, and Patrick Conrads is 10th place in the GC and he is on the attack on this climb. Let's see what the response is like from this group. Let's try and pace on 84. We'll now wait for him with Stefan de Bods. And you can see we have 40 seconds currently on this group with Patrick Conrads. Van Garderen being protected nicely by Tobias Foss. And hopefully Conrad can make some inroads in the GC right here. So here we go. Conrad has caught Stefan de Bods. I think we can go 75 for the remainder of this climb as Kruijswijk pacing in the peloton, but we have a minute on this group. Oh my word, and just 20 riders in the peloton right now as the likes of Schachmann going out the back. Hopefully we can keep a gap over the top of this climb, but with Kruijswijk pacing that is going to be very, very difficult. So we literally have a group of 13 leaders in this peloton. Pino is pacing briefly, and into the downhill we now go with De Bod and Conrad. We'll try and go 90 maybe with De Bod, but Conrad sitting in his wheel looking very, very good indeed. And these leaders are going to have to work, I do believe. We still have Laurens de Plus in this group with Kruijswijk and Roglic. That is a massive help. Anyhow, we do have a minute and a half right now with Patrick Conrads. So even the likes of Bookman pacing on the fronts, these guys really worried about Patrick Conrad, it would seem. Van Garderen is okay with that help for the moment, I do believe. Let's just sit in for now, see what De Plus has left. The Bod up the road, almost done protecting Conrad. He can then drop to protect Tejay Van Garderen for a very short while. Let's see if we can continue on 70 with Conrad for the remainder of this climb. But the peloton breathing down our necks right now. So De Bod helping Van Garderen for a very short time. He is going to drop pretty much immediately though, as you can see. De Plus setting such a hard tempo. Laurens de Plus, 79 Mountain, he is a massive, massive help for Jumbo-Visma at this race as Tadej Pogacar has been distanced. Oh my words, Tadej Pogacar is out the back. The yellow jersey is gone. What a scenario we have at this race as Alaphilippe cracks in the mountains. Conrad is almost done. We're going to have to drop him to 65. I think De Plus is going to drag this group back in, but behind Pogacar, Lutsenko have been dropped, and that means Van Garderen in the virtual yellow jersey right now. Oh my words, I think we're going to catch Conrad right here. Right, let's stop with Conrad. I think we'll try and protect Van Garderen because it is pretty clear that Conrad isn't going to be able to gain any time today. And just 10 riders in this group. Wood's gone, Palank is gone. Conrad not going to be able to stay here for very long at all with 1.5k to go in this climb. So look at this, Tadej Pogacar is done it seems in this group with Alaphilippe, Lutsenko, Froome trying to move back up. We're pacing 68-70 with Van Garderen. Let's try and go like this to the top of the climb. Conrad is now done. Same with De Plus as well. Let's go 70 if we can. Just take position in this group, TJ, and we're doing a fine job in this stage right now. It's a real shame Conrad couldn't stay here, but Pogacar has been dropped. I can't believe what has happened to Pogacar right now. He is so far behind. He's not coming back in. Lutsenko gone as well, I noticed. We're trying to recuperate as much yellow as possible with Van Garderen. And you can see Conrad has made it back into this group. That is perfect. And just 2 minutes to the head of the race. Up the road, it is Barguil and Haig at the front. So 11k to go in this absolutely crazy stage of this Tour de France. I think we're just trying to set our own tempo on this climb. Let's start on 65 right now into the final 10k. Expecting a much higher tempo though. Let's go 75 maybe with Van Garderen. Let's just try and follow any attacks because right now we are in the virtual yellow jersey with no Pogacar. Of course, Pinot is 4 seconds behind us. So if Pinot takes any even bonus seconds on us, he will move into that yellow jersey. But at the moment, Van Garderen could go into yellow. So Laurens de Plus still in this group for Jumbo-Visma. What a ride by Laurens de Plus, and what a team with Roglic and Kruijswijk still at the front. No Dumoulin, no problem for them right now. 6.5k to go in this stage. It flattens out for a little bit. Let's take position briefly, try and recuperate if we can on this very, very short downhill section. The Plus looks pretty much done. Right, let's come up to 75 with Van Garderen. I think we can do at least that to the end of the stage. as we have attacks, Emmanuel Bookman, Pino, Kruijswijk, Nibali, Landa and Roglic all trying to make a move. Let's use our energy gel, try and use Conrad as best we can, and they have gapped us a little bit. Right, let's go 90, even 88 with Van Garderen, 90 maybe a bit too much. We've distanced the guys behind us and we have been dropped by Pino, Roglic, Landa and Nibali up the roads. I think we can maybe go 90 to the line right here. Oh my word, maybe we can't come back in on these guys. Maybe that was a mistake to not go really hard at the beginning. 2.5k to go in this climb. It's really, really difficult right now for Tejay. Let's go to 85. We're really struggling, as you can see. Oh my word, these guys are attacking again. I don't think we quite have it. We're not going to go into yellow. That is going to go to Thibaut Pinot at this rate. This is a disastrous end to a wonderful stage to this point. Let's go 85. See if we can do that to the line, but it's so steep to the line. We're going to have to drop this to 75. Up the road, Nibali, Roglic attacking for the stage. Pino looks somewhat done. Can we catch Thibaut Pinot with Van Garderen? I mean, look at this final sector. Absolutely crazy, crazy steepness. To be honest, I think we're just going to have to go 99 in a second. Nibali celebrating as he approaches the line. Can we sprint up to these guys, maybe catch them before the line? Oh my word, what an end. Vincenzo Nibali takes the stage. Roglic second, Haig third. Can we finish in this group with Van Garderen? What an end by Tejay. And you know what? I think we just may have saved our yellow jersey. I mean, you can see we're basically not moving. Do we get in that same group with Pino? That is the big, big question right now. Oh my word, I cannot call it. Guys, I can't believe it. I honestly can't believe it. We're 47 seconds down to that entire group ahead of us. Surely we were in that group with them. Chris Froome, how did he bridge and we not? Oh my word, I don't believe it. It is a disaster. So then, it pains me to say we're not in yellow. Van Garderen down 2 seconds. I say down 2 seconds. We remain in second, but Pino overtakes us. He's 34 seconds clear of Tejay. Roglic in third, Bookman fourth, Pogacar down to sixth. But I really thought we had that yellow jersey there. Oh, I'm honestly in shock. I can't believe it. I really thought we bridged that gap. I really did. Anyhow, Pino now holds yellow. 34 seconds clear of Van Garderen. Our gap to yellow has been cut. Obviously, it was about 50 seconds to Pogacar, who absolutely exploded today. I think we're going to need a miracle to beat Thibaut, you know. It's still potentially on the cards, but going to be super, super difficult. So, stage 19, 162 kilometers basically, and we have 2 big climbs to get over. The final climb, you can see 19 kilometers and a massive downhill as well. We're going to need to be careful with Tejay because he's not particularly strong on the downhill sectors. Neither is Pino, to be fair. Let's see what we can do today. So guys, as we start the next stage, I'm honestly still so upset about that last stage. I honestly thought we bridged that gap. Anyhow, I'm going to try and do a similar tactic, try and get the same riders, the same quartet of riders up the road again, and potentially use them to bridge with our leaders yet again. So a very similar situation to us from the previous stage. We have the same 4 riders up the road again. Not quite as big a group today. You can see the riders up the road though. Enric Mas here again, probably the strongest rider here. Or maybe even Adam Yates, to be fair, who's had a very poor Tour de France. Anyhow, we're going to try and use these guys as kind of stepping stones for Van Garderen and Conrad, like I mentioned. So the breakaway don't quite have the lead I hoped for. We have just over 3 minutes on the chasing peloton. I'm going to try and use up EBH a little bit as we head into the first climb of the day. I also want to obviously take these points with Sanchez, so let's move to the front. I think we can potentially go 2 seconds ahead of Jakobsen right here. Let's see with these 20 points, and across the line we do go 1 point ahead of Fabio Jakobsen. So not an ideal moment right here. You can see Benjamin Thomas does puncture. Right, I'm going to move Milano over to Van Garderen. Thomas can try and get to Conrad. Up the road, just 2.5 minutes for our guys as we enter the first climb of the day. So it seems Thomas is going to be unable to move up to our guys on this climb, sadly. So I'm going to have to drop Edvard Boasson-Hagen again. He can try and protect Van Garderen as soon as he hits this group. and Milano can protect Conrad. So I think we're set pretty much for this climb right now. We'll see what type of gap the breakaway have at the top, because as you can see, it's not going to be very big at all. So up the road, Damiano Caruso is going to take all of these points, I believe. We're just trying to stay here with our guys. The pace pretty much stops in this peloton. Actually, it has picked up a little bit. Let's go up to 80. The Bod and Foss trying both to stay here over the top. Right, let's relay with both of them on maybe 85 into this downhill. Try and catch the very best guys in this breakaway. So looking in this group, Youngle's pacing very, very hard. And Laurens de Plus has actually been dropped into this downhill and onto this flat section. He's making a massive effort to try and come back in. And obviously he was so useful for Jumbo-Visma in the previous stage. Hopefully he can't get back in. And so it seems pretty clear to me that Laurens de Plus will not make it back in on this climb, and that is absolutely perfect. And that is a big loss for Jumbo-Visma and really does change the race for us, because we have still 6 riders effectively with 2 still up the roads. So here we go, Emmanuel Buchmann on the attack already on this climb, and to be honest, I did not expect to see that. Okay then, De Bod's going to have to protect Tejay Van Garderen, and that really increases the pace in this group, with Buchmann trying to bridge to that breakaway. We'll just try and go 82 for now. De Bod and Sanchez really struggling. Let's just take position with Tobias Foss. And I don't believe Buchmann has made it off the front. Nope, he's back in this group. But 10k to go still on this climb, and a mad pace right now. And so we've lost De Bod and Sanchez. Tobias Foss, the only man really left to help our 2 leaders right now. We're going to try and go 75 with Van Garderen, but 9.5k still to go on this climb. And you can see Bahrain McLaren have bridged to Damiano Caruso from that early breakaway, working for Mikel Landa. I'm going to try and continue on 75 though, but a really fast pace right now. You can see Millard, Mollema going out the back. So Tobias Foss is now gone, along with Schachmann, King, Costa and Aru. Van Garderen getting pushed to the back of this group. And without Laurens de Plus, it is Steven Kruijswijk pacing for Jumbo-Visma. And he does look pretty tired. Let's go 70 with Van Garderen. Just 22 in this group with 6.5k still to go on this climb. Kruijswijk is done. Buchmann comes to the front as Roglic tries a little attack. He's going to get brought in pretty much immediately. Conrad doing his best for Van Garderen. He doesn't have too much left though, and neither does our American leader. Roglic does slow. Let's come to the front on 65. Try and continue this pace a little bit. So about 4k to go on this climb. Kruijswijk still here. I'm going to try and drop him. Let's go up to 70 with Van Garderen. Maybe a bit too much though. I'd love a bit more energy. That would just be perfect at this point. Mike Woods still up the roads. Right, I'm going to drop this to maybe 65 with Van Garderen. We do have enough yellow, I do believe, to go at least at this tempo to the top of this climb. 21 still in this group with plenty struggling. Conrad still here. Can we try a little attack with Tejay? You know what? Only really 2 stages left in the mountains. I was going to say I'm about to try and attack. Buchmann clearly thinking about it. Now Mikel Landa on the attack. We don't quite have enough, do we, with Van Garderen? Okay, now we can. Up to 90, 99. Let's make sure we stay with the yellow jersey right here. We'll follow Primož Roglic. I think that's a decent wheel to have, as Landa, Nibali and Buchmann seem to escape this yellow jersey group for now. Jack Haig trying an attack. Let's try and follow him with Tejay, but we're so low on energy at this point in the climb. And it does seem that Thibaut Pinot will be able to stay here, will he? Oh my words, Pinot struggling, maybe not. Let's sit up in this group. 10 riders over at the front, and Pogacar, you can see, still really struggling. We do have a little section coming up, and maybe we can try something right there. Right, let's go up to 60 maybe and try something on this little increase in gradient. Buchmann trying it. I'm going to try it as well with Tejay Van Garderen. Pinot struggling to follow somewhat. Let's continue the pace over the top. Try and grab Emmanuel Buchmann's wheel if we can, but we're not strong enough to attack right now with Tejay Van Garderen. We're going to try and stay with Emmanuel Buchmann if possible. just sit up, maybe follow Pinot because we are just completely zen right now in this group of 9. Emmanuel Buchmann is very dangerous, just a minute down in the GC, and he is trying a big attack right now. You can see, I think we're going to bring him in with Primoz Roglic in this downhill. And so, to be fair, 12k to go. I think it's going to be very difficult to really create any separation from now on in. I don't think there's any sections that are really steep enough. Anyhow, we'll try and grab Landa's wheel. Maybe I was wrong. Haig and Pogacar have lost the wheel right now. And Mikel Landa, the perfect man, continues this attack. Oh my words, we're going off. We're going off from this group. Mikel Landa, what an attack by Mikel Landa. This is absolutely perfect for us. Let's try and counter him. Let's try and counter Mikel Landa. Right, let's work on maybe 85. Work with Landa. We have about 13 seconds, but into this downhill, I don't think it's going to be enough. So Tobias Foss has fallen behind. Obviously a shame, but nothing we can really do about that right now. Into the final 5k, I am sat on Mikel Landa's wheel. We have just 5 seconds. It's not going to be enough, sadly. And I don't think today is going to be the day we're going to move into yellow. It's going to be difficult. We're going to have to go into stage 20. Let's try and focus on a potential sprint. Grab Mikel Landa's wheel if we can with Van Garderen. But Mikel Landa is now gone. And I do believe Mikel Landa is going to go for the stage win. Mikel Landa takes the stage win. Alaphilippe will be second. Please not Pinot in third. I don't think it will be. Roglic gets third. And we finish with the main GC guys again. So it pains me to tell you that Tobias Foss is our first withdrawal of this race. We managed 19 stages, but sadly the entire team won't make it to Paris. So Mikel Landa, by far the most aggressive man in that downhill, and he deserves the stage win at this tour. You can see 10 riders all together on the finish line, and it's all going to come down to the final 2 stages. And honestly, I thought Pinot would be just too strong for us, but from what I saw today, I did see him swaying a little bit at the top of that climb, and it does give me some hope going into the final few stages. Of course, the final stage is a time trial, so we are stronger than Pinot in the time trial. The only issue is Roglic is much stronger than us. So sadly, Tobias Foss has actually fractured his vertebrae, and even though it says he's back in September, I think he's pretty much done for the season. But what a season it has been for the 23-year-olds. Won, of course, a national title, a stage at UAE, and of course, the Tour Down Under. Alright then guys, I recorded the first 4 stages yesterday, and I've given it a day. We're now back to record the final 2 stages of the race. I'm not gonna lie, I was quite annoyed after stage 18 and getting obviously gapped and losing that opportunity to get into yellow. Anyhow, I've kind of reassessed things, so let's think about this before heading into the final 2 stages. So we do have this massive mountain stage up next. We do have the Galibier before going up that final climb. You can see 5,500 meters of climbing, and then of course we have the TT. So those are the final 2 stages of this race. If we go back and look at the current standings, of course, we're 34 seconds away from that yellow jersey. Pinot holds it, and we're a better time trialist than Thibaut Pinot, no question about that. And I think we can potentially aim to make up that time on Pinot on Champs-Élysées. Of course, we need to worry about Roglic as well. Buchmann just a minute down. He's not a bad time trialist, and he is very dangerous in the mountains. And so I think if I played this yesterday, I'd have wanted to attack on that stage 20. But thinking about it, I think we have to play defensively, just try and hold on to this position, and then put all our chips into that final TT on Champs-Élysées. We are underway then, as you can see, and Tejay Van Garderen clinging on to those +5 days and still in absolutely elite form at this race. We do need to try and go in the break again, I do believe. Let's try and get a few riders up the roads. I think we'll get Sanchez in that break as well. So we'll have Sanchez, Boassenhagen and De Bod up the road, hopefully. And so we're just coming into the first climb of the day. As you can see, it is 21 kilometers, average of 7.6%. A very tough climb. You can also see this break have 13 minutes currently on that peloton. Pretty sure they will take the stage, of course, We're not looking to win the stage, we just want to help out our leaders. Anyhow, we do want these points at this sprint. Sanchez can take them pretty comfortably right here. Let's see where we are in this competition. We stay in second, still behind Caleb Ewan. So looking at this breakaway and considering our main rivals, I can't see anyone here from Tejay. I can't see anyone here from Bora, and neither Jumbo-Visma. And they're the riders around us in the GC. So those teams not opting to put anyone in this break up the road for some reason. So then the attacks do start for this HC category climb. We're just going to try and cruise up in this group. Again, not really going for any points right here. We'll go up to 90 just to try and stay here. You can see, I think Boasson-Hagen will be dropped anyway. Like I said, I was thinking about dropping him back to the peloton. Let's just continue pacing, make sure we stay in this group with both the Bod and Sanchez. And Eddie, he can wait for the peloton, I think. So just 2k to go to the top of this first climb of the day in the peloton. Down to 90 riders in this group, but still a pretty big group. You can see Benjamin Thomas now out the back. Eddie's going to really have to wait for these guys because I really hoped that Thomas could stay with both Conrad and Van Garderen. Looking very unlikely though. I think we'll be able to stay in this group just fine, or maybe 75. So this is perfect because Benjamin Thomas has made it back in to this group on this downhill. A great ride by the Frenchman. I think we'll just go like this, try and keep these guys right to the front of this group as we approach the Galibier. Boasson-Hagen is still 5 minutes up the road. We can use him when we catch him, and still a massive gap to this 21-man group at the front. Right then, we are now into the second climb on the day, and it's Bora Hansgrohe setting a pretty rapid pace on the front. As you can see, going to try and sit in on maybe 67 for now. Should be good. Thomas is currently protecting us. Boasson-Hagen just a minute up the road now. So some way up this climb in the breakaway, still 19 altogether in this group. I think we can pace to the top, or maybe 80 with the Bods. Want to make sure, of course, we stay with the guys when they attack for that KOM. We still have Thomas protecting us. He's doing a brilliant job today. He's really done a great ride to stay here this long. And then he will move over in a moment and EBH can protect TVG. So there we go. We do lose Benjamin Thomas up the road. There are attacks taking place. Let's go up to 85. I think Sanchez should just about be able to stay here with, of course, the Bods. Still in this group, Postelberg and Sagan on the fronts for Bora, and that tells me that Bookman feeling very good today. Okay, then we're coming to the top of this climb. Boasson-Hagen really struggling to stay in this group, sadly, and I do think we're going to lose the Norwegian on this climb. Oh my word, I really planned on keeping him here over the top. Right, Sanchez is now going to have to wait for Van Garderen and Comrades, and the numbers in this peloton down to 33, with the likes of Youngles, Matthews now getting dropped as well. So we are now on the Galibier. You can see 13k still to go on this climb. 32 in this group with Tratnik going out the back. Sanchez is now here to support. De Bod is done, so we're pace on 50 with him. Let's try and move up a little bit in this group. 12k to go. It is a long climb, but hopefully we can maybe put some rivals in some difficulty. But at this pace, we're not going to be able to with Bora and Jumbo-Visma pacing. Although Großschartner is now done, let's try and move up a little bit in this group. Mühlberger seems to have something left. Let's see if we can maybe set a steady tempo right now. So then 9k to go on the Galibier. De Bod is 9 minutes up the roads. We do have the option, you know, to try and attack up to our South African teammate. At the moment, though, that I think this group is too big, with the likes of Mühlberger, Großschartner, Tolhoek still in this group. The pace increases now as well. We'll have to go up to 75 with Van Garderen. Even higher as we're pushed right to the back of this group. Sanchez is not going to last very long at this rate. 5k to go in this climb. I'm going to try something. Sanchez is done. We do have Conrad protecting Van Garderen right now. 25 in this group. Let's up the pace to 80 with Tejay. Just see what happens to the top of this climb. The Bod is coming back to help us, and maybe we can try a little attack up to him. Let's see if everyone can stay in this group down to 23. Let's see if any of the leaders seem in trouble right here. Right, so let's push this again with Tejay up to 84. Conrad is here, De Bod just up the roads, and as soon as Conrad is done, I'm going to try a little attack up to Stefan De Bod. We do have a bit of separation right now. Tejay Van Garderen on the attack. Let's see if we can join De Bod up the roads. This could work quite nicely, although De Plus still in this group behind us. Let's see what happens here. So we still have this big group, and I think all we've really succeeded in doing is dropping comrades. So I'm going to slow up, I think, with Van Garderen. Come to the top of the Galibier right here, maybe on 60, even lower at 250. Let's just slow up and sit in this group. Hopefully Comrade can get back in. Maybe that wasn't the most sensible option for me. Only one more climb to go. Let's just try and recover ahead of that climb right here. So look at this. Tadej Pogacar is behind again. 6th in the GC now. He is gone. He is out the back. Let's see if Comrade can join back up with the guys at the front as 16 riders in this peloton right now. So at the front of the race, onto the final climb, Bauke Mollema has 2 minutes on Higuita, Haig and Caruso, and Mollema looks dead on to take the stage win today. Let's move up a little bit in this group. I don't think Pogacar is going to get back on. He is completely done. I think he's going to drop outside the top 10, you know. We have Comrade and De Bod to support Tejay coming on to the final climb of this Tour de France. Here we go then. The climb is approximately 12 kilometers in length. It's very steep though, 8.5%. I'll go up to 65 as we enter the foot of the climb. I expect the pace to be a lot higher than that though, with De Plus and Schachmann still here as domestiques. We'll use up Comrades, and then we have De Bod as well to help Tejay up this climb. Maybe I'll lower this to 70 whilst we're just sitting in this group for now. This should be a good start to the climb. So here we come into the final 10k of the stage. The pace very high, set by Laurens De Plus. We've come to the back of the group, which of course isn't quite ideal. Comrade is done. We can now use the bods. As soon as Comrade is gone, I think this could be the moment right here. Lower Tejay to 70 to let De Bod try and come through. As we now have attacks at the front. I've got to try and pace myself up this climb though with Tejay. We can't go attacking with these guys. Let's just try and pace on 85. And we do have Pinot attacking Bookman and Landa as well. De Bod isn't going to last very long. I don't really want to go 85 at this point though, so De Bod is gone already, and this is far from ideal. We're in this group with Jumbo-Visma though, so they can help us out, hopefully. Let's sit here on 80 with Tejay. Hopefully we can bring that group who attacked in with the help of Jumbo-Visma right here. But here we go, Bookman counter attacks. Bookman, Pinot and Landa up the roads, and oh my, those guys look so strong right now. We now have attacks from Nibali, Lutsenko, De Plus trying to bring them in. Hindley is done. That's no use for us though, and you can see we're looking very tired with Van Garderen as Roglic doing the chasing himself now. Oh, this is going to be so difficult. This is going to be so difficult. Roglic attacking now as well. We're trying to pace on 82, but you can see we're very tired. Let's go down to 80. Just try and set a steady tempo. You can see as Barguil cutting across us. Not ideal at all. We are coming towards them, but then Landa attacks again. I'm just going to try and pace 80 and see where we end up. I can't go accelerating with those guys up the roads, and we're looking very tired as Lutsenko not being very nice to us at all right there. Neither is Dan Martin. We're looking very tired, but Pinot is cracking. Can we catch Thibaut Pinot on this climb? I don't think so. We look done right now, and we're in this group with Gegenhardt, Alaphilippe, Enric Mas just up the roads. Bauke Mollema takes the stage, and you can see Landa has attacked up to Caruso. Beautiful tactics right there by Bahrain McLaren. Can we catch Pinot, Roglic and Emmanuel Bookman? And so at this point, I've literally just taken Alaphilippe's wheel. We can't do anything else. We're going to lose about a minute today. Oh, it was so crucial to try and stay with that group today. Looks like it's going to be impossible for us. Mikel Landa giving himself a chance at this Tour de France today though. In the group behind, Pinot is done. Roglic and Bookman trying to gain some time on Thibaut Pinot today, and that is crucial ahead of that final TT. Roglic looks like he's going to be in a very good position. We'll try and sprint, but we're going to lose a minute to Pinot and more to the other guys, and it's not a good day for Tejay Van Garderen, who finally is cracking in the mountains at this Tour de France. Oh my, I was so hopeful that we could stay with Thibaut and the other GC guys today. Not to be for Van Garderen. He finally really cracks in the mountains at the worst possible moment. We lose a minute to Thibaut and the likes of Nibali, even more to Buchmann and Roglic, and about 2 minutes to Mikel Landa, who comes right back in the GC. So you can see the top 5 now separated by less than 2 minutes. We're down to 4th off the podium and 1 minute 37 down with Van Garderen. Pinot still in yellow, but just 20 seconds on Roglic going into that final stage. I think Roglic looks dead on to win this Tour right now. Buchmann in 3rd and we're in 4th. I think we can hold off Landa, but it's going to be very, very difficult to get back on that podium at this point, I think. So then the final stage of an epic Tour de France, of which we've won 2 stages so far. Hopefully we can finish strong today on Champs-Élysées, a 30-kilometer individual TC. Roglic will be going for yellow. I expect to see this man win the Tour de France at the end of this stage. It's going to be very close though and very exciting between him, Pinot and Buchmann. I think we're just a little bit too far back to really get on the podium. Let's give it our best shot though. So then, of course, we're going to do our best with our time trialists like Thomas, but of course today is about Tejay Van Garderen really for our team. So then 3k to go for Benjamin Thomas, and look at this setting coming onto Champs-Élysées in the time trial bike. Unreal finish to this Tour, looks so good, I must say. I think we'll try and go 78 to the line with Thomas. Only 18 seconds down at the second split. We have potentially a good chance of taking the best time here, up to 99 into the line, and we take it 4 seconds ahead of Edmondson. So then next across the line for us, Edvald Boasson-Hagen, of course, a very nice final week of this Tour for him, getting that win, I think on stage 16. We'll see what we can do. I think we're on a decent day. We're going to run out just before the line though. Can we take the best time from Thomas? Going to be pretty close, and we do by 2 seconds, a 1-2 at the moment for the team. So I'm not sure what to expect from De Bod into the final kilometre of this TT. Van Aert with the best time right now ahead some of the big gun TTers, the likes of Ganna, Martin and Camponet. De Bod across the line in 21st position. Here we go then, the big man is underway and it's another +5 day. This man, his form has been just unreal, but I think we're going to just miss out on the chance to get him into yellow. We came so close at many occasions, but not to be for Tejay at this race, it would seem. Hopefully on this +5 day, we can send him off with a stage win. So Van Garderen across the first time split, he's down in 35th, but we're conserving energy on this kind of downhill section. We can now push it up to 77, maybe even 78. We'll go 77 for now, see how we're doing at that second split. Behind us, we have Buchmann 20th, 18 seconds down. Roglic is 3 seconds down. Pinot about to cross that first time split. We'll see where he goes in a moment because Patrick Conrad is about to finish his Tour de France, a race that promised so much for him, and I don't think I've quite done him justice with this GC performance. He finishes 25th today. Let's see where Thibaut Pinot was at that first split. 18 seconds down and almost his lead to Roglic has gone already. So Van Garderen hitting the second time split right now and we're up to 18th position, much better and still with a lot of energy to burn. I think we'll go 77 still, that should be okay. So you can see Buchmann was 20 seconds, so we're gaining a little bit on Buchmann. Roglic 6 seconds down, Pinot yet to hit that split as well and he's losing yellow, I'm pretty sure. 37 seconds down, Pinot struggling today to hold on to yellow. So Nibali about to hit the finish line for Trek Segafredo. He will be 6th at this Tour, not really quite good enough in the mountains, and 16th to finish his Tour. Landa coming up next, but Van Garderen pretty close behind him. I think we can push it up to 80 with Tejay. Into the final 1 kilometre of the Tour for Van Garderen. Can we perhaps challenge for the stage win? That will be a lovely way to finish. Up to 99 across the line. Second place for Van Garderen, 10 seconds down on Van Aert. Man, I really wanted that one. It's not going to be for Van Garderen. We need about a minute on Buchmann, and I can't see that happening to the big German right here. Buchmann across the line, he's some way down, I believe, on Van Garderen, and he is a minute down. I think we just miss out on a place on the podium. Roglic crosses the line, second place, 8 seconds down, and that means Thibaut Pinot needs to be 28 seconds down on Van Aert to hold on to yellow. I don't think it's going to be good enough though for Thibaut Pinot. He comes into the final kilometre and I don't think he has much left. And Thibaut Pinot loses yellow on the final day of the Tour. Primož Roglič wins the Tour de France. So we miss out on the stage in the end, 11 seconds down on Van Aert in third place. What a performance by Van Aert and Van Garderen. What a Tour de France, but we just weren't quite good enough. We were so close to getting into yellow. Let's take a look at the final GC. So Primož Roglič wins the Tour de France, 33 seconds ahead of Thibaut Pinot. Heartbreak for the Frenchman. Buchmann 1 minute and 5 down. Great tour by the German. And we finish in fourth place, 15 seconds off the podium and 1 minute 20 away from the yellow jersey, which Van Garderen just couldn't quite get his hands on. Landa 5th, I think the time trials really cost him. Nibali 6th, Kruijswijk 7th, Froome in 8th in the end. Lutsenko a very strong 9th and Pogacar down in 10th place after holding yellow coming into the final week. He'll be so disappointed with that final week collapse. Caleb Ewan wins the green jersey ahead of Sanchez in 2nd. Jack Haig in the end takes the KOM jersey and it was Pogacar in white. And Jumbo-Visma win the team classification. Oh boy guys, what a tour it has been. We were so close in the end. I went all in for Tejay. We could have tried to focus on the polka dot jersey or the green jersey, but with Van Garderen's form, I wanted to give this man the best chance possible of getting into yellow. And of course, we came in a fantastic position into the final week. We won stage 16, solid stage 17, and then this is where it started to go wrong for Tejay. And I think we were robbed of those 30 seconds. Honestly, how we didn't stay with those guys, it's brutal to give us 40 seconds, honestly. Real shame. We managed to stay with the GC guys on stage 19, which was the least selective of those mountain stages. And then this stage as well. If we'd managed to be in this group, we would be in 2nd place. If we'd stayed with Roglič and Buchmann, I think we'd have won the Tour. We just weren't quite strong enough in the end in the mountains in week 3. And that's what cost us. However, obviously, when you look at the likes of Roglič, Pinot, Buchmann, and then Tejay Van Garderen, you can see it was so difficult for us. We had +5s pretty much every day, and we were just about clinging on to these guys in the mountains. We gave it a go. I really wanted this yellow jersey, guys, or at least to see him in it in one stage would have been a beautiful moment, and I am gutted we couldn't quite do it in the end. Anyhow, of course, we did hold yellow earlier in the race with Patrick Conrad's. A very good performance by the Austrian. He won the stage as well, wore the leader's jersey for 4 days. And then really, I kind of ruined his GC by protecting Van Garderen more than him. But to be fair, Van Garderen was the strongest man at this race, I think, on the team. Looking back to that stage 3, it was a lovely attack, a really satisfying win on that stage with Patrick Conrad. And this stage really showed me we could compete with these guys in the type of form we were in. 2 stage wins at the race as well. I think it was stage 16. Boassenhagen just about taking it on that final climb. Would have liked a hat-trick, but I think 2 wins. Can't complain too much. And looking at the sponsor screen, looking very nice indeed. Finally, with one of these big objectives completed, nicely into this green area, the successful area, and we're going to have a small increase in our budget at this current rate. And so you can see one more objective left for the team, and that is a top 5 at La Vuelta. We will be handing over to Blackwar for that very shortly for his Grand Tour in this first season. But before heading off today, guys, I do want to say a massive thank you to all of you for following along with me at this Tour de France. I have loved doing it this week. And thank you to Benji and Blackwar for doing this series. It's been great so far. I'm really hoping we can continue this going forwards. And so it wasn't quite to be for Tejay Van Garderen at the Tour de France this year, but at 31, he seemed to be done and dusted in his career. If you said we'd have been 1.5 minutes away from the yellow jersey after 21 stages at the beginning of the season, I would have honestly just laughed at you. So I think we can be very happy with this performance nonetheless, despite Tejay not quite making it into yellow. So again guys, massive thank you for the support on the channel this week whilst I've been doing the Tour de France. Drop a like on this video if you've enjoyed it, subscribe to my channel if you're new. Let me know what you thought in the comments as well, and anything you'd like to see maybe improved in future videos. I've been Joe, thank you for watching today, and I will see you guys in the next one.